You do realize that while there's 52,000 people in here, there's 76,000 people.
They should have given him a red carpet. They should have.
Going based and nutting over how awesome this this action was, right? Like I just want to give you guys a brief snapshot just to help you arrive at like a frame of reference about where Americans broadly are at. Okay, just so you understand. Most people are looking at I mean, there are plenty of people who are looking at the Maduro situation and thinking it's like a criminal enterprise. It's like totally ridiculous and all this stuff. But there's always plenty of dumb that will celebrate shit like this. Does Trump being so open about this being oil right in the beginning of the media coverage have a significant impact on the public perception? I think so. I think it's actually part of the it's part of why like a lot of liberals are coming up with takes that I'm actually shocked by, where they're going, well, he's saying the quiet part out loud. Obviously, this is ridiculous. It's very clearly not for nothing but oil. And it's also a narrative that Americans are used to. It's a narrative that Americans have heard before, right? They've heard it with the failed global war on terror. And at the time, it was much more difficult to present a counter argument against the American global war on terror being simply for oil and for nothing else, because even the Republicans and the liberals alike were consistently presenting this as a democracy operation, as a way to create democracy, right? Now the cover story is not even there. They're just very openly stating their desires. They're very openly stating that it's actually not for democracy at all. It's just for oil. And obviously there will be people that, you know, are sycophants who are dick riders of Trump who will unconditionally support him, like this guy, right? Who will go, oh, yeah, it's good. Trump is not doing intervention. Yeah, based. Only to, you know, at the first sign of Trump doing intervention, turn around and go, yeah, this is also based. I love this intervention now. This certainly won't cause tremendous instability that will have reverberations felt across the entire continent, and certainly will have a negative impact on Americans as well. If you don't care about like the humanity of the Venezuelans, then you should probably care about the impact that it will have in America. But basically, you know, they don't want to see that. They don't want to see that at all. They just want to go, yeah, based. And plenty of people want that kind of commentary. That's the reality. So you understand, like a lot of these guys are just pure reactionary.
Indictment under this administration with additional charges and additional allegations. And they are going to eventually bring the president and his wife off this plane.
Why are you assuming what Asmongold's chat opinions are? Okay, has Asmongold actually presented any serious criticism towards this unjustifiable and outright illegal criminal action from the Trump administration? Or has he been going based over and over again? I'm sure there's plenty of people who go over there and watch what he has to say as well. I'm sure they can fill us in. I don't have to watch why are we talking about Asmongold? There's more to the world and political commentary than him. Every now and then I will briefly bring this up, considering that he is, you know, the largest political content creator on this platform, with, once again, now 78,000 people watching. After pretending he never supported Trump, Asmongold jumps back on the Trump train to back regime change in Venezuela. Asmongold used to be against foreign intervention. Now he accuses Hasan Piker of mental gymnastics for opposing it, though Hasan's position is consistent. Asmongold's analysis is pure nonsense. He claims that Venezuela is a cartel government, but they have no cartel connections and are not a significant exporter of drugs. He claims Venezuela is an existential threat to America, even though Venezuela has never threatened the United States. He claims Trump's bombing of Iran is a great success, which wiped out Iran's nuclear program and changed the geography of the place to the point that you couldn't even see the building. This one is especially stupid. There was never, ever a building to see at Fort Howe. The facility is underground. The geography didn't change at all, but the bombs left a couple holes in the ground. And according to U.S. intelligence, the strike failed. Iran's nuclear program is intact. Only now they've kicked out the International Atomic Energy Agency and don't allow inspections. Their stockpile of enriched uranium, which was preemptively moved out of Fort Howe, is now unaccounted for. He claims Iran did nothing in response. In reality, not only did Iran shower Israel with missiles, but they bombed America's military base in Qatar. The Iranian strike destroyed a critical communications array on the base. Additionally, Iran was preparing to mine the Strait of Hormuz, through which a third of the world's oil supply travels. This could have caused a global economic collapse. Finally, Asmongold thinks bombing Iran and kidnapping Maduro has ended both conflicts. In reality, the U.S. and Israel are already threatening to resume war with Iran because of their first failed attempt, and nobody has any idea what will happen in Venezuela. The same government is still in power. It's only Maduro that's gone now.
Nobody that has the capability that we have. You know, when I watched that war in Russia.
You have more active users in your chat, 44,000, than Asmongold right now, 43,000. His view count is slightly lower than yours. Yeah, I mean, bought it or not, it doesn't matter, okay? At the end of the day, that's still a sizable amount of people that are watching him, like sizable amount of real people that are watching him. You need to understand that. And that's actually how the botting stuff works anyway, because like most people just like click on the top profile. That's the problem with botting in general.
These are people like, it's like that guy, right? The guy was like mainly joking around,
Asmongold used to pretend he was against regime change and foreign intervention. He was a no new wars, we have problems here guy. Now he supports occupying Venezuela to take their oil and calls those who oppose it un-American, unpatriotic, and pro-dictatorship. Iraq 2.0. You know? You have more bots? That's so funny. I like that people say that kind of stuff because you can literally see, like, there's no perfect way to analyze whether someone is botted or not, but the reality of the matter is, you know, you can still tell when someone has enough active users in their chat.
Around about how like I don't care about Russia, Ukraine, or whatever, but like that essence is accurate. I think that's the way that a lot of people feel, is that they don't give a f about any of these countries because they can't afford food, they can't afford rent, right? And so when they see that we are signing up, we're basically writing a blank check to a foreign country to help them fight off Russia, this is going to rub a lot of Americans the wrong way, because Americans
like,
want the American government to operate in their best interest. And I understand that you can maybe make an argument that like foreign, diplomacy and foreign intervention has like a long-term positive impact, but that argument doesn't work on a person who can't afford their rent. It just simply does not work on. A quick victory lap is all well and good. Now we have to contend with the extended occupation, like Trump said we'll have to do. It could cost hundreds of billions of dollars. All we get is oil for the oil barons. Yeah, I mean,
that's sick. Someone, okay. I mean, I don't agree with the whole kidnapping and Maduro thing, but we shouldn't do an extended occupation. It's just oil for the oil barons. That's a good take. It's correct. It's the correct take. I'm glad that someone in that community is bringing this up.
Sure, maybe
let's see what his defense will be on this one.
It costs a lot of money, and it depends on how much we're doing and what we get out of it. You're right. Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see how that evolves. I think that's just common sense.
So this is Nicolas Maduro, and right now online you're probably seeing a lot of people saying, I stand with Venezuela. Some of them are even saying that they're standing with this guy and they're against his illegal kidnapping. And the question that should be asked to all of these people is, what exactly are you standing with and standing for? Nicolas Maduro is not...
I can take this approach in a million different directions, but I think the best approach here, the one that Americans do understand, is I don't want my tax dollars going to benefit Exxon and Chevron. Okay? That's it. If you don't care about the life and livelihood of Venezuelans, right, then you should at the very least do the America first thing. And the America first thing in this circumstance is non-interventionism in Venezuela. Venezuela does not present an ever-present danger to the United States of America. Venezuela's never threatened the United States of America. Venezuela is just there. As a matter of fact, in spite of Venezuela never really seriously threatening the United States of America, that'd be ridiculous. They have no power here, right? We are the United States of America. We're the most powerful nation on the planet. What a laughable notion this is. But in spite of the lack of threat that Venezuela has ever actually shown the United States of America, we have endlessly tried to destabilize their economy, endlessly tried to coup their leadership over and over and over again. And the big part of the reason why we're doing that is because Venezuela actually nationalizes oil production, in the same way that Norway was able to nationalize their entire extraction industries, not just oil, but their forest service as well. Having said that, that was unacceptable for our foreign capital, and we wanted more control over their oil, something that Donald Trump has actually personally admitted to. As a matter of fact, he's said it over and over again. He keeps saying it. We want the oil. It's my oil. I will take that oil. Now, if you were to ask me, why should I be in support of this or why I'm against this, there are a million different reasons why. But the most pro-American reason, I would say, is because who does this benefit? Well, who this benefits is, as a matter of fact, just the oil barons and nobody else. This doesn't actually trickle down any sort of wealth to the average American citizen. It doesn't do anything for the average Americans at all. As a matter of fact, it's actually an allocation of resources to permanent war for no reason, as opposed to spending that money on ourselves, as opposed to fixing our broken infrastructure, funding our schools, funding healthcare, and numerous other initiatives. And instead of doing that, we are basically subsidizing the for-profit oil and gas giants here.